order the meeting of Town of Metaline. The time is 6:04.
The council would like the public to know that people in our audience record the meetings. You have the right to move away from them if you do not wish to be on their recording. If you'd like to know who is recording, you may ask who you are sitting next to quietly if they are recording, so as not to disturb the meeting. Thank you.
Welcome everyone, by the way. Welcome back, Mike. And our minutes, I would like to call
Messages.
the
Collapsed stat.
rescheduled
2
minutes
minutes ago. Plus
Sorry.
1855.
Time to shut it off.
1917. Montana Knife Company. The new
I
MKC
apologize.
Tactical Sear 25 is lit. Order now. HTTPS.
It ain't gonna quit.
Please grab that.
Volume just turn it
JBR. Video
There
link.
you go.
Text talk to auto. Messages. 5 minutes ago. Facebook.
Try hitting the side button.
I'm certainly happy it's not a personal message.
I don't know how to use an iPhone. Does anyone have
Hit
an
the
iPhone?
side button.
I apologize, folks, I'm sorry,
It's gone.
I took it out to shut it off.
Oh, wait, but that one, let me see that.
I thought I was better with my phone.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
You know what they
apologize.
say, you gotta be smarter than a phone.
Well, that leaves me out. Thank you, dear.
Okay. The minutes, I would like to call the rescheduled meeting of the Town of Metaline to order at 6 PM. And I would entertain a motion to accept the minutes from March.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from March 13th, 2025. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
And are any further discussion on this meeting times or anything?
I looked at my calendar. If Thursdays are the way we move forward, I kind of went out a ways, and it actually, I won't be able to come to any more meetings.
Seriously?
Yeah, Wednesdays work way better.
Okay. Okay, we're kind of torn there. We'll have to discuss that then.
Yeah, I apologize.
No,
I
don't
didn't get my
apologize.
schedule
It
all
is what
straight
it
until I
is.
went back to work, and yeah, it's not real conducive to my schedule.
Okay. It worked with softball and with the cornhole that will be
I know.
happening out here. Okay,
Yeah.
we can rediscuss that and come to a meeting on that for everyone.
For sure.
Okay, anyone opposed to this in any way? Changing if we possibly
Other
have?
than that, no.
Okay.
Thursday at 6 o'clock is,
Okay. And all was in favor, so motion carries for today.
Okay.
And there is no Brian tonight. I don't see Glenn yet. Fire District 2, guess we have. None yet? Okay, okay. Maintenance report.
Maintenance, we just had AAA sweep in town a week or so ago. They did a good job. They were here a little bit longer than they thought, but, they got it done. We're remodeling in here, painted the ceiling grid. We'll be painting the walls next week. Both plants are running pretty good. We had a problem at the water plant with the chlorinator yesterday. The injection pump stopped working on us, but we did eventually get it back working before the chlorine levels dropped too low. But and then other than that, wastewater plant's running really good. And that's all I got.
Okay, so the injector, we're looking at a new one or?
Oh, we ordered a new one.
Okay,
And then when we get the new one, we'll get a rebuild kit for our old one and then have that if the new one goes out, yeah.
okay, very
Yeah.
good, thank you.
Yep.
See that. Okay, old business would be Mike Flanagan, pickleball update.
Meeting the fencing contractor next week to kind of outline the project, and I really think that the fencing will probably be completed by the end of April. I'm still trying to get an update on prices from the company that gave us the prices for paint before, but once I get that firmed up, I'll order the paint and have it. I don't know, if I can get my car trailer cleaned off, I'll go pick it up, otherwise we'll have to pay them to deliver it, which is, more money.
Several other trailers in town we can rent.
Anyway, we've got, he's gotta tell me how many pallets and how many tons it is first, but
where is it?
probably gonna be out of Spokane, would be my guess. Other than that, I got a bid from a painting contractor, including the paint stuff. He wanted $30,000, and I said, well, that's not in our budget, so we can do it ourselves and do it for less than 8, so.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
That's about it. I had the baseball coach over here approach me, he said, when are we gonna have them done? He said, I got a bunch of high school boys chomping at the bit to play pickleball, so that's encouraging.
Oh, that is very encouraging.
And I'd like to see a lot of the school kids get involved. I like to see these 18, 19-year-olds are making millions of dollars a year right now playing pickleball. That'll get some of them, maybe get some of them motivated.
Nice.
How
And
long are,
Go ahead.
how long are you here, Mike?
This week.
Just
A
for the
week.
week? Okay.
Yeah, it's not my weather yet here.
It's not ours either.
Well, you should be used to it, I'm not.
A little bit.
Very much. Very much.
Thank you, Mike, for that. Okay, and then we have the SWSMP update.
It says, thank you for providing the draft of the small water system management plan. It was received in our office October 17th to 24. Although our plan review process is generally completed within a 90-day period, we find ourselves unable to meet the 90-day timeframe. Identified this letter constitutes the notice of a 90-day extension. So our goal is to complete the review as soon as possible. That's why we haven't gotten any word on it. So they
Okay.
gave themselves an extension.
All right. Okay, then we have the hazard mitigation. And you have,
That one here, they wanted to share an update that they received from the State Emergency Management Division on the status of the Ponderay County Multi-Jurisdiction Hazard Mitigation Plan. Our plan was submitted to the State Emergency Management Division for review. Following the review and approval, it was submitted to FEMA by the state on January 14th. FEMA had begun the review process, but we have recently been informed of a pause in the HMP approval process at FEMA Region 10. Like other federal programs, the guidance for hazard mitigation plans is currently under review. While we don't know yet what the new guidance will entail, we've been told it will be released soon. At this time, the HMP submitted to Region 10 after review are being placed in their review queue, but none will be approved until the new guidance is published. Unfortunately, we do not have a timeline for how long this pause will last. We realize that the delay raises concerns, particularly for jurisdictions that have pending projects, us, that can't move forward without the approval of the plan. As of this moment, we are waiting for further guidance from FEMA regarding eligibility. We will continue sharing updates as new information becomes available.
okay.
Question, why do we need this hazard mitigation update?
We have to have the update and the current plan for FEMA. FEMA is the grant for the river bank stabilization project.
Okay, then we're going to move to new business. Ordinance 256, our council meetings. And Jade, would you like to speak on that, please?
This was just for moving the meeting from Wednesdays to Thursdays, which we'll have to come back on.
So you want to table that till next month?
Yeah, let's do
Since we
it.
have to work with Tim?
Yeah.
Okay, this schedule.
Tim, do you have an idea of what day, looking out at your calendar, what
We
would
just
work
can't
for
do
you?
Wednesdays for June, so
There's somebody else that Wednesday didn't work for.
the cornhole team.
We've never had a problem with that.
Let me look at
And
the
for
calendar.
seven, for
And if
seven.
nothing else, we could go back to Wednesdays and maybe earlier.
It's still the second of the month, right? Like the second.
Yeah.
full week.
Move to the third if you
We
want.
could do the third.
Let me look at that third, so I wouldn't be able to do next month. I could do June, I could do
Jay can't
July.
do Wednesdays.
Yeah, so we'd be missing Jade for
Third Thursday works pretty good for me.
Move it to the third
Third.
Thursday.
Third Thursday of each month.
Of each
It's
month.
just the second Thursday of each month, I'm almost always on night shift.
Okay,
so.
that's the one.
that. Okay, so anytime in the that third week, you're.
Well, not anytime on that third week, but
The Thursday, the third
that
Thursday.
specific Thursday, yeah, if Wednesdays don't work for Jade, the third Thursday would work.
I think it
Okay.
was Morgan, or not Morgan, JP, Thursdays were better for you.
Yeah, those days are good for me, yeah.
Okay,
How about you, Ray?
and Morgan's shaking his head yes, so,
How about you, Ray?
Yeah, it worked good for you.
That one, thank you, Morgan.
okay.
Thanks.
So would you
Notice they
guys,
didn't have to.
so you need to ask, do you want to amend this or do you want to amend this tonight and motion to go forward? Or do you want me to completely rewrite this and put it out for next month.
Council?
Can you make the, if we do, so we're in April, so May's meeting, could you make the third Thursday?
In May, actually, next month I won't be able to, but every other month I will. So that's the third Thursday in May, that I will work a night shift that one. Every other Thursday, looking for the rest of the year at least, it's a day shift and I can be here. Actually, 6 o'clock is a bad time for that too. If I could move it to 7 on the third Thursday would work great for me.
It's up to you guys, it's your meeting.
Any more discussion on that? When you guys
Let's,
wanna move
I
forward?
think we should table it.
I think we should take one.
Okay, we can talk about it some more. I can look a little further ahead in my calendar too and come up with some other options maybe.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
tabled. So next month, because we already knew what we did last month, and we knew what we're doing this month, and we have no Pete, and we knew we didn't have you on Wednesdays. Do you want next month's meeting on the third Thursday, so I can already put it in the paper, put it in their utility bills?
We have to
I
have
can
it out
be
there.
here on Thursday. I will not, there's no way I can make Wednesday meetings. They are game days.
Yeah.
And if they're not game days.
So
crap.
next month, we want it on a Thursday, do you want it on the third Thursday, second
I won't be
Thursday?
able to make either one
Yeah.
for
You
next
want a
month.
Tuesday?
I mean, I could do the the second Tuesday of May.
I
That'd be the
can't, that's
13th.
Smelling Falls' meeting.
Nobody's working.
I just wanna know when you want next month's meeting, so I
Okay,
can
next
get it.
month's, okay, wait a minute, May, the second Wednesday is the 14th, I can make that.
Okay, but we can't do Wednesday,
Okay, we can-
Thursday.
Yeah, I'll just have to miss next month then,
That's
unless you want to do it at the end of the
Yeah,
month.
Pete will be back next month.
yeah.
Okay,
So next month I'll reschedule for the second Thursday again, and then we'll have this ordinance rewritten.
Okay.
Okay.
okay, cool.
For the third Thursday.
So
Yeah,
table,
tentatively,
And
yeah,
7 PM being
cause I'm
the
gonna put
best
it in the
time.
paper and put, you know,
for sure.
Yeah, until we hit on a date.
but reschedule next month like we've been doing, cause Pete's been gone.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Yeah, sorry for the confusion.
Okay. So
You
no,
two newbies here.
no further discussion on that.
So 6 p.m.
He had 7 is better.
7.
Seven's better for me, yeah, my
Alright.
shift changes right at 6, so
Okay.
the
it's-
earliest I can be is like 6:30.
We made a move to get younger blood in there, but they got these things called jobs.
I can't understand it.
All right, I'll
I don't have
reschedule.
any trouble.
I'll
We're gonna cramp
reschedule
on our
for
side.
Thursday at 7 next month, and then you guys can
Generational
figure out
disease.
how you wanna do, June and July.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
And next up, we have Sonia Scoflair talking about shipping day.
Can I just do it from here?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
you have to stand up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Chipper Days is something that Innovate Ione and Fire District 2 partner with. It's a DNR grant, and we rent a chipper, an industrial chipper from Z&Z's. And I personally really like that because we're keeping state tax money local. I really like that feature. And the idea is, basically the request is, would you like to help host, meaning can we have the ballpark downtown, the park, the riverfront park downtown to host this event? And it's just that we bring in the chipper, we do all the advertising, and people can bring their yard debris up to, I believe, 3 inches in diameter. And you can come and bring it and have it chipped, and you can leave the chips, or you can bring back the chips. Or if you don't have any chips, if you don't have anything to get chipped, you can come and get chips. Last year was the best year that we've done it, and we actually had far more demand for chips than we had supply, which
Well,
was,
we got plenty in the park for you to chip in.
well, we can start with that.
What date are you guys shooting for on that?
This is part of the DNR fire awareness. It's fire aware program thing, and it should be in May,
Okay.
but they allow it all the way into mid-June.
Okay.
So maybe we should talk about the date now, since. But it's not anything where, like, we're not asking you for manpower or anything really.
Who does
Just
it?
to host the area.
Oh, they do, DNR does it themselves.
Fire district.
Oh, hard, they do, oh, okay, I just didn't know if like the scouts were part of it, I just didn't know who ran it.
My
Yeah,
only
no, it's,
concern is
it's,
that we don't clash with someone that may have the park reserved at that time. That would be the only thing, so they don't have to listen.
But that's not anywhere near where the park, where they wouldn't reserve that area.
Well, no, but the
I
noise
wouldn't
or
wanna
something,
listen to
bad
it, though.
music, yeah.
I have nothing reserved in there.
Yeah.
Neither.
That was my only concern.
I have lots in June.
We have the May 3rd.
May third?
So we need a motion from the council to,
We don't need a motion.
you don't need a motion on that, okay?
It's,
It's
has
just
nothing
all
to do
agreement?
with us.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then, of course, on the posters and on the social media, we would include Metaline as a partner in that town of Metaline as a partner. And I don't know, it's good PR. So, and what we do with the DNR, sometimes they give us things that we can hand out, like information flyers. But also, a couple of years, we've actually had fire extinguishers and little thermoses, you know, water bottle kind of things. And it's we've had food vendors there. We've turned it also into kind of like a sale vendors. And last year we actually went 2-day because there was so much demand every year. And we'd like to do it for 2 days, so for Saturday and Sunday. And we had people lined up like an hour before we even started officially.
Wow.
So yeah, I don't like to go too early in May because that can sometimes be difficult, and I think the park sometimes is a little bit soggy too, right? So what do you think of like the third weekend in May? Would that interfere with anything?
No.
First
I like
weekend's
this.
a Bass and Session.
Bass and Sess is the first weekend.
Yeah.
The third weekend, it's cemetery week, so, yeah, there's something like that.
Okay, well, great.
That's the 17th and 18th.
17th and 18th.
Oh, shoot, it is the Catherine Mountain
Moppin
Ride.
runs on the 16th.
Oh, okay, see,
The
see, I
17th.
can't look at my calendar right now.
So, yeah, the following weekend's Memorial.
Yeah, so how about the 2nd of May, the second weekend in May?
That's the 10th.
That's Mother's Day.
That's Mother's Day.
But you also have a weekend of the 24th and the 25th.
That's Memorial Day.
Memorial Day is the 31st, right?
No, it's 26th.
Yeah, it's early this year, it's kind of weird this year.
Well, there's one more Saturday in May. There's a 31st and then June 1st.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
sounds good.
You're
That's
still high and
better.
dry.
That's shoot for the last weekend.
The 31st and the 1st of June.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. Sounds great. We have a tentative date anyway.
Yeah.
And Alicia, you should bring that up to beautification and you guys have your meeting.
Okay, that's breaking up awesome.
Okay. Now we're into council policy procedure updates.
So 1 second. 1 second, please.
We have any amendments to our policies besides the meeting time, which is tabled.
You might wanna table that so I can just do the whole thing all at the same time.
Yeah,
Good.
because we want to add that, or amend that with our,
But I don't have
Times.
a permanent time.
until we lock down a time, this is really,
Okay,
I have a report
Yeah.
there.
okay.
Because I don't know that Tim and Jade have given me what they want changed yet either.
Okay.
Alright.
And we're good with that too?
We'll ask them, they'll listen to me.
So yeah, these papers right here is what we wanna work on getting into our policies and procedures. So yeah, if you guys could read them over and see if there's anything you want to add or take out.
Sure.
But we definitely put the bulk of this stuff in our handbook and make these policies.
All looks pretty straightforward to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're gonna table that then.
Mhm.
Agreement? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, then we have the comp plan grant.
Okay, so I have two letters. The city of Metaline town is required by RCW 3670-135 to revise its comprehensive plan and development regulations by June 30th of 2027 to ensure they comply with the Growth Management Act revised by House Bill 1181. We are pleased to inform you, based on your population size and pending legislative appropriation, that $100,000 has been reserved as a grant to assist in completing your work related to climate change and resiliency as required by the GMA. The funding is reserved as a non-competitive formula grant. Commerce will award funding each biennium, the 27 through 29 biennium, to be eligible jurisdictions to submit a complete application. Commerce will prioritize jurisdictions with periodic updates. Grant application instructions, I've already done the webinar, that was the rest of it. And then Greg Dorn, who wrote our last one, said, applications for grant funding contracts open on April 17th. Their grant, it's a FEMA grant. This is I can send out the GMA to you guys. It's literally like 3 pages. Ours is very small.
Oh, okay. That would be good. Thank you, Kelly. And next up is Bruce Reeves.
Hey there. I'm seeking permission on a project that we have planned over at the RV park over here. And it basically all deals with water drainage. And so, kind of long story short, whenever heavy rains or snow melts, the snow or the water comes from the back and comes to our laundry and public bathroom building. And then it comes around on this side of it and runs down the street, and then eventually it all goes into that swell on the far side of the road up there. But in the last couple of years, we've had problem with water going under our building, and then it freezes, and we've been getting frost heaves, and it's kind of tearing up our building a little bit. And so we want to do some landscaping changes to kind of catch that water as it comes from the back. And instead of having it come down on the road side of our building, we want to detour it around the other side of our building. And then go through the city easement. Of course, that's where the water line and stuff is, but then eventually end up back in the same swell, just kind of changing the direction of the water, rather than down the roadside, kind of through the grass and stuff there. So we haven't really decided what our option is gonna be yet. We talked at one point about digging a trench and putting piping and stuff in there and a catch basin, and then running the pipe all the way to the swell, and just the pipe would come in, and all you would see from, other than those of us that know, all you would see is the water coming through the pipe and then dumping into the swell. You'd be able to mow over the top and do all that. And the other option is, we're thinking that we might not have to get quite that drastic. We might be able to just to kind of make a little ditch swell thing kind of all the way through there. We're not really sure how that's gonna go yet. We've been working with a guy kind of figuring that out, but whatever way it is, I mean, even if it's like the little ditch, I know about mowing and all that over there, and so it would be something that whoever's doing that would just be able to blow through it. It's not gonna be a major headache for them or anything like that, so. Just kind of seeking permission, it needs to be done.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't give me permission, then I'm gonna have to come along the road, in front of our building, along the road, and then end up in that swell anyway, so. I mean, kind of
And this
damned if
will
you do.
lessen damage to your building.
Yeah, damned if you do, damned if you don't, but I'm just kind of seeking. And then our timeline is we're looking at starting mid-May, about middle of May, and we're gonna do a little building work first, and then towards the end of May, then we'll be working on the water and getting that all taken care of, hopefully with a week to spare before Bigfoot, so,
Before you start getting full.
yeah.
See, it doesn't look like an alley over there because he's grassed it and
I know.
mows it, and
Yeah, it just
Where
looks
is
like
it
a
at?
it's on the other side of the border patrol fence. That's our alley behind there. There's a whole alley.
So if you look at the baseball field, there's a fire hydrant down there on
Okay.
this side, and it goes, obviously the water comes down along So from the backside of the border patrol fence, all the way up to the cemetery, comes down from the cemetery, comes down all the way to the fire hydrant there. And then it continues all the way to this hydrant right here, and then it loops back into the town over here.
Okay.
So, and then there's another leg from the other end that loops, connects or whatever, but,
So
yeah.
we'll just control it, stop damage to his building?
I don't see how it would affect us negative, so,
Not to affect us at all.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, we'll do it right, whatever it takes, but if we're still kind of contemplating on which way we're gonna go with it. It kind of depends on how much we have to build the upper end to get the water to come in through there or whatever, so.
Can I get a motion from council to
I'll make a
allow
motion.
Bruce to go ahead?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to allow Bruce to do what he needs to redirect the water.
Also,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck.
yeah, good luck.
Okay, and then we have our seed swap, Easter, Jay, this is on you.
The seed swap,
Oh, I did skip that, I am so sorry.
Must be nervous, it must be the pressure.
Well, I'm reading this sheet, I have two sheets here, I'm not keeping track of. How about the treasurer's report?
Get your sheets together.
We'll do that after the council report.
Okay, that's what I thought. I'm on the right one. Okay, Jay, do you have anything, any reports for us?
seed swap was great. It was bigger than last year. I think it was.
I wasn't here last year, but it was pretty cool.
It was good. It was
Yeah.
a steady flow all day.
That's because it rained. It was too nice, people didn't want to come out.
She said this year was great.
It
was
is.
good. It was
Yeah.
good.
It was good.
I thought we did better the year before.
I think we did better this year. There was people here before you got started.
I think it felt like more people last year because we were contained in
We
here.
were contained, yeah.
That was fun.
It was fun.
Is that all you have for us, Jane?
Yeah.
Tim, do you have anything?
The streets look great, and I'm glad spring's here. Town's greening up. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Rick?
Docks are in, fishing's getting ready, park looks well taken care of, they've been doing a good job down there.
Alicia?
I think we're gonna have a chipping day down the park.
A chicken day?
Chipping.
Oh, chipping. Clean up later.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be a part of a chipping day with the GNR. Looks like it's gonna be the last weekend in May. So that should be pretty cool.
Be exciting.
Yeah.
Partner.
You realize if they got a 3-inch maximum diameter, there's a lot of the stuff that's in those piles doesn't even come close to
Yeah.
that chipper.
I've used that chipper, it'll take a little bit.
Yeah, they said the maximum they can deliver was 3 inches.
You're saying you've tested that chip? Okay. Pardon me?
Is there compost pile in the park still?
Yes, it's off to the left of the big pile.
Okay.
I had a quick question about the park. Is there any idea about maybe getting the swing set installed? My kids are itching for
That
swings.
is in the works.
Okay,
We have somebody on board.
okay.
JP
I'm
is,
available to help, yeah.
JP is in charge of that.
Okay, well, if you get ready to do it, give me a call,
The swing set and
Come
stuff.
on.
When they get
Slide.
installed.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan was gonna.
Ryan
Yeah,
Kiss
yeah.
is gonna put them together.
Busy, and,
sure.
he had a pretty good plan laid out for it,
For the slide and swings to go back in.
yeah.
I just wanna make sure that the slide is faced towards the direct sun, so every child gets their butt.
It's a thigh burner, it should be appropriate what we grew up with.
That's what I'm
No.
saying.
No? Okay, any other discussion on that or anything? Okay. Kelly, how about treasurer's report, please?
Okey-dokey. Payroll 931054, expenses 770253, revenues $14,054.18.
Thank you. And Alicia?
Then we have a motion.
Oh, yes,
Mm-hmm.
need a motion to
I'll
accept
motion
treasurer's?
to accept the treasurer's report from
Second.
March.
Okay,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. I apologize. Okay,
Don't we
Alicia?
have Easter in the park?
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, that was
We
the
have
other
Easter
thing.
egg hunt coming.
Yep, April 20th, there's sunrise services. with Terrace Church that I think starts 7 in the morning.
Oh, at the park?
Yes, and then after that at noon is the Legion Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
With fire pit, hot cocoa, coffee. If you'd like to help hide the eggs, that's at 11. And that's all on April 20th.
So Tara, what time is she
I
doing
think it's
that?
7 in the morning. Sunrise services.
Okay,
And then the Easter egg hunt by the Legion is at noon.
okay. All right.
And another Legion thing is Family Day is April 26th at the Legion. There'll be a speaker and some special recognition for longtime members, and then a light refreshment or sandwiches and stuff after. But it's a Family Day. It supports suicide awareness for them.
Thank you, Kelly.
Okay, so, public comment? Okay, so during the public comment period, your comments are limited to 3 minutes. These are guidelines to help council members hear as many different viewpoints as possible in the limited time available. If you are speaking for a group, you must tell the council how the group developed the position that you are presenting. The council may or may not answer the questions, and questions should be sent to the town's email.
Any comments at this time?
I'd like to comment on the roads. I know that Kelly's aware of it and that they have a plan, but our road got skipped, and so it's still chock full of rocks and dirt and dust and all that. And so it seems like over the years, when we bring in contractors, our road gets forgot about quite a bit. So just as a heads up, maybe we start on that one first before they move into the bulk of the town, and then it wouldn't get forgotten. So appreciate it.
We apologize, I didn't know.
But it's no big deal, it happens and everything, and I know it's gonna get taken care of, but just wanted to throw that out for the good of the order. So,
Okay, well, thank you, Bruce.
it was nice having it gravel during the winter.
It was super
Thank you.
nice.
Yeah.
Such a great job this winter.
I know Tilly was up at the cemetery road today, filling in the potholes.
That road is a disaster.
Okay. Is that all public comment we have? Anyone? Oh, yeah.
I can offer something as a Selkirk Sun.
Yes.
Hopefully next week, we'll be launching a community events and meetings calendar that'll be open to the public with the basic and meeting information. And so anytime someone asks you when something is happening, you can also direct them to the calendar, because I get asked a lot when town council meetings are.
Okay.
And I said, you know what, I'm just gonna make a calendar for it.
So, and you can access that on Facebook, YouTube?
Actually, it's gonna coincide with a brand new website that we're launching.
Oh, okay.
And so it'll have it'll have its own page on the website, and sponsors can get their logo on it. It'll be printed in the newspaper every week. And if everything works out the way it's supposed to, people can actually download it to their own smart device.
Oh, that
Well,
is
but
awesome.
that's one of those, like, cross your fingers and toes and
Oh,
eyes.
Yeah, thank you, Sonia, that's awesome. Cool.
Thanks.
Okay, if that's everything, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll motion to adjourn.
Second?
I'll second, motion to adjourn.
Thought we were gonna stay here a while. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
Be safe.